So what I've been doing for 20 years, again, is being a chemical engineer. I've worked for almost every major oil company and utility in Canada, or worked with them leading consortiums. And I spent the past decade actually doing technology transfer. And so what technology transfer is that you reach into the company and you reach out into other industries like aerospace and mining and defense and carbon capture and storage, and you try to bring them all together just for new ideas. And in that way, all the industries can learn and to grow and do different things. I've also been running a national association for the past 8 years that's focused on renewable energy. And through that, I've been helping oil and gas companies transfer their technologies into renewables so that we don't turn our back on oil and gas. We instead use it as a launching pad for the next energy, the energy of the future. Through those roles, I've managed to become a leading expert on renewable energy, and right now I'm a member of the expert panel for the European Commission. And so when I go to Europe and I help them with their renewable energy growth and with their small business growth, that's my expertise. I can honestly stand here and tell you that when I'm working at Nexen or Suncor, and I've worked for those companies for a long time, for most of those 20 years, I see more innovation in one 8-hour day in Europe than I do in a career in Calgary. That's not okay. And I want to leave everyone with the idea that I'm not against oil and gas, I'm not against pipelines. I know that we can do better. I know that the companies working in Alberta in particular, but in Canada as well, have actually been held back. Their innovation has been stifled because we've been encouraging them to do one thing. We have redefined the word energy to mean oil. That's not what energy means. Energy is a lot of things. And foothills, this riding right here, we have a lot of everything. We are logistically well suited, given we have access to the States and to BC and up and down Highway 2 and of course Trans-Canada, because the riding goes all the way up to Calgary. And we have all of the natural resources. So we have oil, we have coal, we have natural gas, we have wood for biomass, we have geothermal energy, heat for power, we have sun and we have wind. But we're not really making use of them. And so as a voter myself, I take offense when I hear the conservative spin that Canada, we're no longer in a recession. In July we posted a 0.3% growth rate. That is not good enough. The world economy is growing steadily. The new economy that I'm in now, the clean tech one, the innovative one, they're growing at 18% per year. There's a big difference between 0.3% and 18%. And that's why I don't think it's good enough anymore. And I also want to let you know that the employees working in the oil companies, they themselves want to do better. It's actually kind of embarrassing for us, so I'll give you another stat. Alberta is now ranked 15th on the innovation scale worldwide. Canada is 12th. Ontario, Quebec, BC, they're all in the top 10. Alberta has the largest percentage per capita of engineers and geoscientists in the world, and yet we're 15th for innovation. Now, we can do better, but we're not really encouraged to do better by the government, and because we're providing excessive subsidies and CEO tax breaks and quarter-by-quarter profit incentives into companies to produce one thing, versus asking companies to produce whatever they're good at. And so we need to redefine that profit can be more than one thing, and the subsidies that are going into one industry that's supposed to help it actually should be spread around to encourage innovation in many things. So I want to talk about the oil price, because we're not the only ones experiencing a low oil price. In fact, the world is experiencing the world oil price. And yet we're the only ones in a recession. America's not, Norway's not, Ontario's not, we are, because we haven't diversified enough into the other things that we're good at. And I want to talk tonight about some of those things that we're good at. And I want us to think about the discount oil price being a good thing. Everyone else thinks it's a good thing except for Alberta. Because when something is low and you're using it yourself, it's like having a coupon. Who doesn't want to use a coupon? We haven't value added enough with our oil. We ship it out as quickly as we can. We actually treat Alberta and Canada with a lot of disrespect. We treat ourselves like a developing nation that has nothing else except natural resources to ship out the door. We don't create jobs here, and we don't expand our economy. These things are not okay. I also know that because I lived here 20 years ago, that the egg beater windmills were the first in Canada in Pincher Creek. I watched them go up. And of course, the wind industry has advanced since then. And I know a lot of people are, interested in renewable power, but also not interested in transmission lines. And I'm also here to tell you about what Europe is, that Europe is not interested in transmission lines either. And so you can have your cake and eat it too. You can get off of oil and use renewable and not have transmission lines to scar your beautiful views here. People who tell you you can't are giving you false choices. And I'm here to let you know about the economies around the world that are making better choices. Choices I'm really excited about. So just to give you some ideas about what other places are doing, drilling all these wells that we do. So do you know that what Europe does now? Instead of having big open pit mines, they use their drilling technology, which Canada is superior at, and they drill one big well, and it's called solution mining. And they get at the precious metals that are down at the Earth's core, sorry, not the core, down about 5 kilometers towards the Earth's core. So if you're wearing tonight silver or gold, or you have a cell phone that has lithium in it, these rare earth elements and precious metals are worth a lot more than oil. And you know what? You need oil technology to get them though. And Canada is an importer of these precious metals, especially the ones that go in our computers and our cell phones and our IT. So these are the types of things that we don't need to turn our back on where we've come from. We need to be smarter about the skills that we do have. We need to deploy them in other ideas, in other areas. I'm also really, really bullish on tourism. One of the things I do in my day job, I run a renewable energy association, is we help economies become more diversified and stable. And so one of the ones that we do that with is geothermal heat. There are thousands of oil and gas wells drilled in foothills. Most of them are very, very warm. Some are hot enough to be boiling water. You don't really need that much heat to have something like a spa. So here's an example in Iceland. Off of one geothermal well, they can create 500 jobs. I was in Turner Valley last night at the town council making a presentation talking about a German company that created 150 jobs off of one oil well using its heat. I'm here to tell you about what Saskatchewan is doing. They too have a lot of oil and gas. And they have taken one of their gas wells, and instead of using it for gas, they're using it for the hot water coming up. They've created 200 jobs. Who's been to Moose Jaw? About half of the tourists, so there's 200,000 tourists that go to Moose Jaw every year. Half of them come technology. We can do more with our oil and gas know-how. We don't have to just do oil and gas with it. These are exciting opportunities. Again, the foothills, tourism. I'm not advocating that we drill in Waterton. That actually was done 100 years ago. You can see the well when you go down and look at it. We now have a new provincial park, the Castle Park. But picture, you're in the middle of that. You've got tourists from all over the world, especially the US, driving up and down. Why don't you want maybe a 4-season Temple Gardens spa resort like they have in Saskatchewan? This is what we could be doing in foothills. This is what really excites me. Again, precious metal recovery by drilling deep wells. These are the new economies. These are the things that people want. Going back to the oil business. Being a chemical engineer, I also have a very large background in environmental engineering. We can do all those reactions better. A little history, before my time, oil and gas really got started after World War II. A lot of the different reactions that were created during the war to make things as quickly as possible. Obviously, you're at war, you have to do things fast. And so back then, it didn't matter how much air you used, how much water you used, how much waste you used, because that was kind of all free. But with green chemistry, you can still make the same product. You can still have your natural gas plant. You can still have your oil refinery. You just do it slower and with enzymes. So look it up. Green chemistry is a really big business, and it's growing very much in Europe and, of course, in the States. So we don't have to turn our backs on these things. I mean, I'm not against anything. I'm against doing things to the best of our smarts and our ability. We shouldn't be losing our place on exports and innovation. We know better. We can do better. We're a resilient people, but we're also an optimistic people. We don't have to agree with the false choices between environment or the economy.